Okay, so some people are asking about, and I know I promised to do this, what it's like to actually walk the trail. So I'm going to try and not fall, and hopefully the camera will stay facing down the trail, but this is pretty typical AT. Well, it's nicer than other sections. It's not rocky or rooty. I'm not going to film one of those sections because I definitely need to pay attention there. But this is what it's like for, I don't know, 8 to 10 hours a day, depending on how far we're going. And you can see why they call it the Green Tunnel, because everything around you is green. Probably didn't need to explain that, but you know, just in case. Heading down to a shelter for lunch, and then gonna push on, I think, another 8 or so miles. We're doing 15 and a half today. We're gonna get to a shelter, and tomorrow hike 18 miles to Hot Springs. And I think we're gonna zero there because we're gonna get in late on, I guess, tomorrow, so Sunday. We're gonna get in late on Sunday, so we won't be able to resupply before everything closes. And I think we all need a little bit of a rest after the big days we had in the Smokies and then the decent days that we have right now. All right, I'm turning this off because it's starting to get a little steep. So it is, I think it's Tuesday, so it's day 23. Last time I checked in, we were at Standing Bear Hostel, and that was quite the experience. I filmed before some wild stuff started to happen, and let's just say it's not surprising that stoners run a business that way. They were definitely not interested in doing things by the book. Then we left there the next day. It rained all day when we were at, almost all day when we were at Standing Bear. Then it rained for the next like 3 or 4 days. Well, yesterday, Monday, was the first day that it, or was the last day that it didn't rain. Today was the first day. And we got to the shelter on Saturday before it started to rain too hard. It was about a 15 miler, and then we did an 18 miler the next day from the shelter down to Laughing Heart Hostel, where we stayed for a day to zero in Hot Springs, which ended up being pretty good because we all needed a rest after going through the Smokies and hiking bigger miles than we had in the past. We're starting to hit like high teens and 20s pretty regularly now, so we're going to start really making some good time. That was the hostel. Laughing Heart Hostel was what you want when you go to a hostel. They had their whole situation organized. The laundry situation was great. They had a kitchen we could use, 2 bathrooms with 2 good showers. It was clean. We were in the bunk room, but it was fine. I've got earplugs that I've been using, which is an absolute game changer. And they basically negated all of the noise, the fans and people snoring and moving around. And they do the same thing out in the woods. So definitely happy with the earplug decision. While we were at Laughing Heart, I actually went through my bag a little bit and cut down on some of the stuff that I'm carrying. So it was the 3rd box that I've sent home so far. And the net result, I think I dropped about 5 pounds yesterday. But My total base weight now is about 20 pounds. There's still probably about 5 that I could whittle away at. One of those things would be to get rid of my jet oil, but I will never do that just because I've been put under so much pressure to get rid of it. People that don't know how great it is, or just don't want to believe it is, and just look at the weight. They don't know what they're missing. Um, Today we did a 20 miler, 19.9 technically. So we left Hot Springs after a day of rest, and just eating our faces off, and staying at a hostel. I'm down at the water at the spring right now. So if you ever, that's where we get our water for the most part. Um, Not from PVC pipes, but people put those so that the water is easier to put into one of these bags, as opposed to trying to lay it down on the bed of the creek. Um, so we're staying at a shelter. We've got a plan to do 4 days into. We're not going to end up in Irwin, Tennessee. We're going to end up at a hostel on the trail in the gap that would you get a ride to Irwin. So it's about 70 miles north of Hot Springs on the trail. And then we're going to resupply and head out, not zero. I think we're going to try and keep our pace up a little bit. So I don't think we're going to be stopping for 0 days so much anymore, and keep moving forward. But today was a good day. Absolutely gorgeous weather-wise. Might get some rain tomorrow night. And then I think the next shot is like Sunday, but it's hard to tell when we're going to get rain because we keep moving north, and the forecast, 5 days out, are for the location that we're at now. So it's like, you know, I don't know exactly where we're going to be in 5 days. So how do I get the forecast for 5 days in a location I don't have? But anyway, it's working out fine. Hiking in the rain's not fun, but it's not the end of the world either. I think if there's anything else. First time in my tent in over a week. That's going to be good. A little bit of privacy, where shelters and bunk life have been a little bit, I don't know, they wear on you because you don't ever get time to yourself. And then I think that's about it. We're going to try and get to Damascus by the end of June. The 20th is what we're shooting for, but I don't think we're going to hit that. I think we'll probably get there. We'll definitely get there by June 30th, but I want to try and get there as soon as possible and really keep this train moving, because if we get to the Whites and we need to delay for a day or two because of weather, I don't want to be eating into too much of my buffer time. And you never know with weather how long you're actually going to end up having to wait. So that is what it is. Um, it's about it. I always think of more stuff on the trail. I've said that before, but I gotta like start recording a bit more there. Um, and Other than that, all things are going well. Morale is at 100% again now that the rain has stopped, and feet and legs are doing great. No blisters despite the rain. A couple of hot spots, but that's it. And we're looking forward to really taking advantage of the next couple of days, getting about 50 more miles in the next 3 days, and landing in Irwin, or that Uncle Johnny's hostel, for a good shower, laundry, resupply, head out type deal. So we will. I'll keep you updated, and we'll see you up the trail.